Like sliced bread, industrial production of dried pasta is a far cry from what it was originally meant to be. And I urge you to read our cookery school study notes on what good quality pasta is. So the first thing to learn is to buy the best quality you can, and to look out for these words on the packet. This is my own favourite pasta, made with water and semolina, which means in Italian semi-milled, so that you get a rough edge which will absorb the sauce. The best quality is air-dried in huge lofts, in this case mountain air mingled with sea breezes from the Adriatic. This is why it comes with loops at the end, because it literally has been hung over a line. And now I'm going to show you how to cook perfect pasta. Today we're looking at dried pasta, and the first thing we need to know is the quantity of water. For 2 portions of pasta, you'll need 225 grams. And in my big roomy pan here, I've got 2.25 litres of boiling water. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt. You need a good fierce boil before the pasta goes in. If it's spaghetti, press down with a wooden spoon against the base of the pan. Give it a stir. Don't put a lid on, but use a timer. Look at the timing on the pack and more or less follow that, which in this case is 9 to 10 minutes. Then have everything ready. A colander placed in a bowl. And let me just show you what the Italians mean when they say cook al dente, meaning to the teeth. This means that it's nice and firmly textured and not flabby at all. Once the pasta is cooked, tip it into the colander. Quickly shake the pasta a couple of times, but leave a few drops of water clinging to it. Then you need really hot, deep pasta plates because the depth holds in the heat, and the easiest way to serve it is with these pasta tongs, which do speed things up. Finally top with the sauce, and this is a very highly reduced, rich, concentrated, fresh tomato and basil sauce. And you can find the recipe here online. Gently mix together the pasta and the sauce with a fork and sprinkle with lots of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano. When you take the spaghetti on your fork, the secret is only take a little at a time. Drag it over to the edge of the plate and twist it to get a nice bite-sized amount of pasta. Now, as promised, I want to show you another classic pasta sauce, which homemade is a million miles away from the factory-made versions. The name pesto comes from the Genoese word pesta, which means to pound, because it was pounded with a pestle and mortar, and can still be made that way. But if you're short of time, it can be made in a mini chopper. This is 50 grams of fresh basil leaves. Just squash them down. Add a peeled fat clove of garlic. A tablespoon of these, which are pine nuts, or pignoli in Italian. Then add 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and some salt. Then whiz everything to a sauce. Push any unblended ingredients down and whiz again. Transfer the pesto into a bowl. And this is Pecorino Romano cheese, which is made with sheep's milk. It's used in pesto because it's sharper than Parmesan, but that can be used instead. I'm adding 25 grams of grated pecorino, then give everything a thorough mix. And there you have it, perfect pesto. If you're not using the sauce straight away, cover with a piece of cling film that actually touches the surface of the sauce, and you can keep it in the fridge for a week. And what I'm about to show you now is a recipe that perfectly combines pasta and pesto. This time, I'm using a pasta called Trofie, which, as you can see, is like little pointy twists. They're going into boiling salted water as before, this time for exactly 10 minutes. After that, add 75 grams of green beans, trimmed and cut into small pieces, along with 75 grams of new potatoes, which have been washed and sliced to 3 mm thick. Now, as soon as it starts to boil again, time it exactly for 8 minutes. This time, when the pasta has drained, with a generous amount of water still on it, we turn it to the saucepan. Pour in the pesto sauce and then mix well. Serve presto pronto, as they say in Italy, and have some more pecorino on the table. Now, another popular favourite from Italy, pasta alla carbonara, which in English means a bacon and egg sauce. These are the ingredients: free-range eggs, smoked bacon or smoked pancetta, which is the Italian finer version, double cream, and again 225 grams of pasta. This time I'm using linguine, which is like spaghetti but flatter. First, heat a frying pan over a medium heat. Add the chopped pancetta or bacon and let it cook in its own fat until it begins to frizzle and become crisp. Meanwhile, take 2 eggs and 2 yolks, 4 tablespoons of double cream, and a generous seasoning of freshly milled black pepper. And give it all a good whisk. Now add 4 tablespoons of pecorino and whisk the mixture once again. Remember to leave some water clinging to the pasta and return it to the pan. Add the pancetta and the oil from the frying pan, followed by the egg mixture. Then quickly mix everything thoroughly with a wooden spoon. Whilst you do this, the egg sauce cooks and thickens as it comes into contact with the hot pasta. It's very simple, but it's utterly wonderful.